unfortunately,
one player's missing.
One of the players are missing, so maybe we had a disconnect there. So gonna have to go ahead and reconnect here. Gonna have to go and ready up again and get back into the lobby. So more time for us to talk about what's going on.
Talk more about
live.
Rampage Revenant.
Right, Rampage. Yeah. Oh yeah, Halloween was this last week. That's right. Halloween was on Wednesday. I didn't do too much myself on Halloween. What did I do actually? I'm trying to remember now. Not much. I played Heroes of New Earth. That's about it. You know, sat all by my lonesome. Played some Heroes of New Earth.
Did you dress up playing Heroes of New Earth?
Dressed up myself playing Heroes of New Earth. Embarrassing, right? No. The weekend before is when I did a lot of the celebrating. I'm sure a lot of people out there, you know, having fun on the weekend before Halloween and having some parties and whatnot. So I did dress up for that.
I dressed up as the Dr. Repulsor skin, the new one. I had like this box of floating chemist things, and
you're lying.
Yeah, I didn't dress up at all.
Frapser didn't happen. Yeah. No, I did dress up though, but I'm not going to tell you what. That's just for you guys to guess. So with that said, though, it looks like. Screw you guys. I was not vacation Belphegor, damn it. All right, it looks like game number 2 has begun, though, so enough of that talk.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and jump into the game. Game number 2 coming at you guys. Let's take a look. All right, so as you can see, the blind banning phase having taken place. KEN0, of course, sure enough, they go with the Fulian Wild Soul, so they don't want to take that risk right there.
Yep.
And then Jirazai Draconis. So actually the exact same blind bans, just on the other sides, of course. So
yeah,
nothing difference there.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. And there's that locked Pebbles, actually. They want to go with the Pebbles perhaps yet again. Obviously, it did have great success for them for most of that game. It was just that one unfortunate Nymph port that just turned into a catastrophe for them. So maybe next time they'll think twice about, you know, importing that exact same spot. And I was telling you, I don't think it was the idea so much. It's just the position of the Nymph port. I think they could have done it in a little bit more of a favorable position for them.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, it is a case of, yeah, you had that unfortunate moment, but for the most part, he by all means worked out for you. So not surprised at all to see him first lock there coming out from KEN0. Of course, you got Warbeast, actually the response so far from Experience Gaming. So again, we'll see if Loda wants to try to get that Chronos once again. It worked out very well for him last game, or if he decides to go a different route this time. But clearly they are a fan of that Warbeast. Spader X did a nice job on him last game, and it wouldn't be surprised to, again, see them pick him up with their next pick. But Loda isn't afraid to use extra time early, man. I mean, we saw this last game as well. He thinks about it, and that's a bad thing, but you do got to be a little bit careful. You want to use all that time, of course, but he's already down about 15 seconds of extra time, so got to make a decision quickly here.
Yep, and there's that Predator.
Didn't see that coming.
Yeah, I didn't see that coming either. Similar route to the melee carry, doing lots of damage up in your face, kind of like Chronos. I will say that Predator does do a lot of damage, but farms very slowly.
Yeah.
He does. The thing about Chronos that I think makes him viable is just his gotcha potential. Like the animation of his time leap is very crisp. It's very, very smooth, and it's just one of those great abilities to jump in there and start the team fight right away. And when you have that initiation tool on top of like a shrunken head, there's nothing anyone can do about it. They can maybe actually there is one thing that you can do about it. You can push people out of it, but that's about it.
Yeah.
So against Chronos, yeah, push book is very, very strong against that kind of thing.
Yeah. Predator, I will say, you know, you get an empath, especially with a hero like Predator, and that could be pretty damn deadly. Also, you know, really good against the tanky style heroes, that's for sure. If the Legion team, or I guess whoever, if you're on the opposition, if you do have one of those more beefy style heroes, it could be great against that. But anyways, we will see. Aluna, Torturer are the follow-up locks coming out here from KEN0 on the Legion side. So some solid lock options coming out from them. And now it's back to Loda to see what his third personal and final lock, no, excuse me, there will be in the lockpick stage. So, well, there you go. They want to go with Chronos again. So that is interesting, though, the fact that he locked Predator just before that.
Yeah.
And then goes with a Chronos on top of that. But, again, only 4 of those 6 total are being chosen. So.
Yeah. Well, now it also gives him options, too.
Yeah, too.
Like, when you see certain heroes in the game, like, say you see Legionnaire or you see Armadon in the game, like, Predator is very, very good against those heroes. So it just gives them a little bit more options. But yet again, we're seeing a very different lockpick, or lock pool, I should say, than what we see when we cast, you know, the top teams like TDM and Complexity. Normally we see very safe things, like lots of suicide heroes, lots of junglers. in that lockpick pool. But here, we've got a little bit of a different story, coming from totally two different teams, and it's kind of interesting to pick up on those ideas.
Yeah. Tundra in for a Bubbles. There's Plague Rider. Quick response there from Loda. So 2 more bans in total to go. Of course, 1 more for either side. Keeper of the Forest going to be Keno's choice. And Parasite is the final. So again, Fade is left open.
Yeah.
We'll see maybe if they were tuning in, or if this time around it just so happens to fit into either one of their lineups. But seeing Fade left open. Tempest is going to be snap picked by Keno though. They value that Tempest very highly apparently.
Tempest is very strong here, especially with a lot of those junglers banned. I mean, Ophelia, Parasite, Keeper of the Forest, those are all banned. Of course, Warbeast is locked, but Tempest just seems to be a lot easier to play, and it can be very effective in the right hands. It's a very safe pick also. You can suicide it, you can jungle it if you need to, so you have options when you pick a Tempest this early.
Yeah, I think that's the big thing. I mean, you would talk about how important suicide is, especially right now, and the fact that Tempest fits that role of being a strong suicide, but also can be a jungle option, so it really helps to give you options there when it's all said and done. Down to 10 seconds of extra time, so again, Loda's not afraid to use that extra time. One pick's going to be Polywog Priest. The other is going to be Magnus. So Polywog Priest, Magnus, again, they first picked Polywog last game, so clearly highly valued here, and they ended up using him as support, which I find very interesting on top of that. So
yeah,
but yeah, Polywog Priest, Magnus are going to be the 2 pickups this time around from experience.
I think Magnus is so good in this metagame. I really do. Especially when there's so many junglers going around. Now, we talk about, and a lot of people in the community talk about, like, can the jungle strategy be countered? Like, is tri-lane era over? Like, is it impossible to tri-lane? No, you just have to find the right heroes. And the thing is when you like, say you set up a tri-lane, and the other team smartly just puts 1 against it. Like, say, okay, right here. Say we see Silhouette in the short lane, maybe a Glacius plus Pebbles in the mid. That's what I'm expecting to see, actually. And then a suicide top, like, I don't know, maybe it's actually going to be that 10% suicide, and it'll go like a support or a dual lane mid, dual lane bottom. You can still try them against that, even if they're having a jungle, as long as you were being able to, like, secure kills. And Magnus plus, say, like, Andromeda or Magnus or Luna, like, they can secure kills. When you have a tri-lane like Nymphora, Engineer, like, it doesn't really secure them. You don't have a point, like, get in your face stun. And Magnus' stun is perfect. Like, when you compare it to, say, we saw earlier today, we saw that tri-lane with Fade. There's still some cast time and some distance from that stun being cast from Fade. Like, Magnus is instant. You jump in there, you stun immediately.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Of course, Magnus really shines when it comes to that. Now, Bombardier is going to be the final regular pick here, coming out from Experience Gaming. So a little bit of a twist there, but Bombardier, he is a hero we have seen every now and then pop up, and when we have, I've always made the comment that I think he's a very strong laning hero, and on top of that, just that global presence of the ultimate, the fact that he can assist you with a kill anywhere on the map whenever the ultimate is off cooldown is a pretty cool utility to have. So they got their next 2 lock picks coming up here after the Warbeast lock pick coming out here from Keno. So I'm looking at the Keno lineup, and that is a damn strong lineup. I'll say that so far. I mean, they could final pick. I guess they need a suicide. No, they have a suicide in Tempest. So early in mid, they could go Torture with their final pick, or even Pebbles or something. So
Pebbles would be best.
Kronos and Torture. So yeah, we'll see what the final pick is going to be for them. But we are going to see Kronos again, apparently.
Yeah, very lots of stuns and lots of CC on the Hellborn team. I got to say that. And that's strong for them. The only problem is how are they going to land this correctly? This is what I'm going to talk about. We're going to see a jungle Warbeast with the Suicide Tempest. Probably some sort of a tri-lane coming out from Experience Gaming. Now, are they actually going to be able to capitalize and get kills on their jungler, on the Warbeast? The thing is if the jungler is smart and can adapt and maybe just kind of dodge those ganks, that's when the strategy really shines. But a hero like Magnus is so good for that. I mean, it's just really right in your face. So we're going to see what I was just talking about, if that comes into play. Can Experience Gaming overcome these junglers and actually be in your face with this kind of pseudo tri-lane they got going on? I'm not quite sure what they're going to do just yet. Maybe it's going to be something like, I don't know, they could go even Torture and Magnus Kronos tri-lane with solo Poly, solo Bomb. I'm not quite sure what they...
It's going to be support Poly, you would think, because it's Nikwa again.
Oh, is it the same player?
Him, yeah.
Okay. So maybe... I don't know, maybe Kronos, Poly, and Mag, and then solo Tort, solo Bomb. I'm not quite sure. I'm not sure what they value right now. So,
yeah, we'll see what they ultimately decide to go with. Of course, obviously it's their decision in the end. Okay, going to be playing Torture this time around, so he did play Bubbles, obviously, last game in that suicide role. He did unfortunately get killed first, actually. It was a bloodless kill that happened against him after playing fairly aggressive himself, but in the end, obviously, his team, became successful, so it really worked out. But yeah, and he is right now heading down there with Kronos, but it looks like they're kind of going as a team, so it doesn't really answer too much. Polywalk Priest does buy Ward, so obviously going to be more of the support role. Torture does go a Guardian Ring as well as 4 Minor Totems. And Bombardier looks like he's going for an early bottle. So Bombardier likely mid, Torture top perhaps, and then your Kronos Mag and Polywalk bottom. So as you kind of guess it there at the end is a very good chance of a possibility of seeing that. But we'll see when it's all said and done.
That's smart. If they're able to get lane control quickly bottom, that's going to give Kronos complete free farm, even against, like you think, Kronos versus Silhouette. Like, Silhouette's going to be fine, right? Well, if they're able to start 3 bottom, they're not going to be able, like Glacius Silhouette, that's all fine, but against 3, they're going to get crushed. If that's going to force Glacius to move. In response, that should signal a red flag to Spader, X, and Nikwa to kind of roam in on the jungler, wherever he might be. And that's going to give a lot of farm of Kronos. It's also going to put a lot of pressure onto Warbeast.
Yeah. We do see Glacius kind of scouting things out a little bit, but God, he needs to be really careful. How about this choice, though? Spader X right there, placing a Ward of Sight in the yellow camp here on the Legion side. So not only does it give them some decent vision, I guess, but it will block the yellow camp, of course. And that'll make things a little bit more difficult on Warbeast. What do you make of that choice?
Well, what I think is even more interesting is the fact that they're switching up these lanes.
Yeah.
And so Kronos is going to go all the way up here to the top with that support poly against the Suicide Tempest, who, well, he has that deny. Of course, the lane control used, well, it actually didn't really work out that well because obviously the Warbeast Wolves were up there trying to maybe get lane control, but it wasn't used properly, unfortunately. And we're going to see this dual lane bottom of Magma's Tort, but it looks like the farm, I mean, if you look at the items, it looks like the farm would go in this Torturer, which is something it's kind of awkward to see, but it's going to be going up a straight up dual lane, but this is dual range against only 1 range. So Glacius Silhouette, I think, should have a little bit of a better time.
Yeah, that ends up being a very interesting decision. And we do see at the top lane, though, Tempest is maybe in a little bit of trouble here. Oh, great hero blocking coming out from Nick while playing that Polywalk Priest. And you see Tempest is trying to juke around. Kronos does not have enough mana for Time Leap just yet. Needs 120 mana. It's going to get close. Tongue Tie comes out, and Tempest very likely going to fall right here. Kronos has that Time Leap in 4, 3 mana, 2 mana, 1 mana, 1 auto attack. Can he land the Time Leap? Yes, nope, not yet, nope. Tempest, juke. Oh my god, he's still alive. Oh my god, did the juke. There we go. There's the Bloodlust kill coming out. Took forever, but he wanted to make sure of it, of course. Aloda, patient enough, gets the Bloodlust kill. Not a good start for Gombos there, playing that Tempest.
Yeah, a little bit of aggression there in the bottom lane, too, but nothing's going to happen. I will say that Mag Tort, while at the beginning, they're going up against the dual range, they're going to have a lot of synergy once those heroes get, like, level 3. And they're going to be able to take out pretty much any time they want that Glacius, because that combination is so strong together. Now, I will say, yeah, Kronos I don't think he wanted to waste his mana. They were trying to just get the kill without him using that Time Leap, but he's like, screw it, I'll just take this kill and use my mana. So, whatever. But yeah, he's going to have a fine time in this top lane. Of course, it is against a Tempest who has that deny, but it doesn't really matter too much.
Yeah, so just like last game, again, he did go the Steam Boots first, of course, but then followed that up with the Alchemist Bones, especially with the Bloodlust kill to kick things off here. Wouldn't be surprised to see a very similar route coming out from Loda once again. But, we've talked about the bottom, obviously addressed the top lane. How about this middle matchup, though? Pebbles versus Bombardier. You see Bombardier applying a lot of pressure to Pebbles, applying yet another sticky bomb right there, dropping in below half-life, has the levels advantage, has the bottle already. Seems like life is pretty good right now for No Easy playing this Bombardier. He's currently 9-4 against a 7-3 Pebbles. So Pebbles managing to get some creep kills, but Bombardier's winning the lane so far.
Yeah, this is one of the problems when you have this dual lane bottom here against this this Mag Torture. Yes, you want to support your Silhouette against what's just a dual lane. It's not a tri-lane. It's just a straight-up dual lane. So the only problem is that Pebbles is going to kind of suffer here mid against this range hero being Bombardier. If you look at the early CS, he's 7-3, Bomb is 12-7. I will say that Pebbles can do a good job about just getting the last hits, but already seen aggressive play coming out from Bombardier. And up bottom lane, there's that Silhouette. Actually, no, it's Glacius getting gone on there. The kill does go to Ake, who picks up that. And they're actually trying to pursue maybe. No, they're not going to. Magmus does have one more stun available, but he's going to use that health potion and be just fine and maybe look to go another time.
Yeah, well, you said it. I mean, really around that level 3 mark, it's a free kill in Glacius. If they get Glacius any bit overextended whatsoever, in the case right there, I mean, maybe they dove a little bit, but hey, they got the kill, and they get back with their life. And you see Magnus, in fact, he's already full life, just about full mana. Torture has plenty of mana left himself, so the threat still remains there. But it looks like, you know, you're kind of just addressing this with Glacius being at the bottom lane. Is that the smartest choice right now for the Legion team? You know, maybe not. Maybe it might be best to have a middle, guarantee that early farm into Pebbles, and you see the adjustment already made. Glacius being played by Cake here has actually come to the middle lane. The courier is going to be killed here. Scarab and a mana potion are on it, and Bombardier will pick up the Scarab, destroy the mana potion, and Warbeast is going to walk away. Magnus is chasing. Can he get a range for a stun? The sticky bomb comes out. Magnus is so close. It's not the longest range at level 2, but he is going to get a range. The sticky bomb goes off. Warbeast is going to drop right with a final auto attack coming out. Now he did get the hands out just before, and Bombardier is now the one in a little bit of trouble. Glacius with a great freeze trying to block. Not going to happen, though. The final auto attack comes out, and Cake will get credit for a kill. Magnus running away. Torture running over, but so is Silhouette and Pebbles, actually. Magnus in some trouble. He does have Steam Death as well as, oh, he only has one of the other, actually. No, nice burst damage coming out right there with the Death Lotus on top of the Tundra Blast, and Magnus will fall. So very interesting things happening there in the Legion jungle, from the courier being destroyed to all the deaths that happened.
I mean, courier is what, 200 gold, I think, for killing it?
Yes, I believe so.
Maybe it's 150 if it's not upgraded. But anyway, that's a lot of gold right there. The Scarab is 325 on top of the mana potion. That's another 50. Oh, that's a huge exchange for them. Now, they did both die, and they only killed Warbeast, but that's got to be a great exchange. And have they even repurchased the courier? It looks like Glacius actually, with that double kill, maybe he can go back there and you know, place that. Yeah, he has 700 gold right now, so we'll see. Maybe courier plus boots is what I'm guessing. There's a courier, and there are the boots. Come on. Nope, he's going to upgrade it. He's like, I don't want that to happen again. Let's just make this flying and not have to deal with that.
Yeah. Now, I just got word. Oh, my God, that's true. Apparently, we didn't even notice it because it kind of made sense, but apparently the last two heroes in that lockpick phase, he randomed them. He didn't even actually pick them. So the Kronos and Torture happen to be random picks over here on Experience Gaming. Now, the funny thing about that goes, you know, we were addressing that, how he was using a lot of extra time earlier on, and, you know, that could definitely play a role. So, sure enough, it did there, and it just simply ran out of time. But the fact that they didn't even bring it up, that was very, I mean, nothing was said in chat, so I didn't even notice that. But I did just get word that apparently they did random, and sure enough they did. Now Bombardier in the meantime in the middle lane, gonna get comboed on. Pebbles and Glacius come together, and they drop Pebbles right there. Silhouette in the meantime at the bottom lane, maybe in a little bit of trouble. Can use that tree grapple for the speed burst, and actually should be fine when it's all said and done. Magma's trying to get in range, but I don't think that's gonna happen, so will fall back himself. But yeah, that's actually interesting right there, that they actually random those last two.
I know, don't you feel like an idiot now? Well, it's like their picks were kind of off the wall to begin with, and their locks were kind of off the wall, so it's like, I just didn't think of it. Actually, Kronos in the top lane does get that Kronos for ulti off, as well as that bomb ultimate. That's actually synergizes quite well together. Yeah. So it's showing you right there that it doesn't even matter that they random, because it's still making things work. Yeah. And I gotta say, random or not, these heroes actually do synergize well together. They have a lot of stun. Magnus, Torture, Polywog, all those CC abilities on top of that hard carry with a Kronos that they're used to picking. It's still working out very, very well for them, and they're playing it correctly.
Oh, we do see a pause obviously coming out, but Silhouette is actually getting comboed while this pause is happening. So this could be pretty deadly for Mikey, man. He does have a tree grapple at least being used right now, it looks like. So we'll see if maybe he can make some kind of escape right here coming out of this pause, but it's going to be a little bit difficult. But hopefully this pause is not lasting too long, and we can come back here shortly. But I will say, you know, yeah, in the end, you know, I guess it kind of made sense, but it could have been worse. It could have been Kronos and Predator. I mean, that would have been pretty bad randoms, obviously, from the lock pool. The good thing about the lock pool was they only had 5 heroes to ultimately random front in the end, and so at least their chances, obviously, of getting at least a decent combo wasn't necessarily the worst. So yeah, they ended up getting a fairly decent combo in Torture and Kronos, and I wouldn't be surprised if that's what he was planning either. I mean, I guess I'm trying to think back at the options. I believe there was a Luna.
Oh, yeah.
Was on there. It was a Luna, Pebbles, and Predator were the other 3, I think. So obviously Pebbles eventually got picked up by the Legion side, but
I think it would have signaled a red flag if they had something like, you know, like you mentioned, Kronos and Predator. I would have been like, wait, what?
Yeah.
But yeah, these heroes they still make sense. Like, they still work well together.
The only difference I would have seen was the Kronos Illuna maybe, but we do see Silhouette. Oh, the tree grapple trying to disjoint but it's not going to happen, though. It did follow, I believe, the whole way, actually. And Ake got credit for the kill. We do see Pebbles, though, with an invisible rune. Oh, man, it looked like he could have set up a double-tap kill right there, but he just decides not to open. He's going to go for the guaranteed on a Magnus and then quickly runs away. His chain reactions from Ake, good reaction, but not nearly enough return. So at least it's a 1-for-1, but good kill coming out from experience.
I wanted to take the safer route, but yeah, I really feel like he could have maybe got a double kill right there. They were kind of close together, didn't want to risk it, gets that safe kill. And that's going to increase his farm just a little bit. Of course, he was up against that Bombardier, who did roam there in the jungle to kill the courier, as well as put that pressure on the Warbeast. So did lose a little bit of farm there. So now it's kind of even in the mid lane. He does actually have a level advantage now as a result of that solo kill. Pebbles does, as he is level 7 compared to the level 7 Bombardier just ticked. So
we did see, you mentioned the Chronosphere that was used by Kronos. They eventually set up the kill on the Tempest, but you're right, that's synergy, man. Chronosphere on top of the airstrike for Bombardier.
Yep.
It's beautiful. Again, the fact that Bombardier, he doesn't need to position himself for, I mean, he can do that literally from anywhere on the map. So, yeah, that's a great potential to have right there, great combo potential to have here for Experience Gaming, and I'm sure we'll see that more times to come throughout this game. We do see in the middle lane, Magnus barely living right there and somehow going to live, as he uses a Steam Bath at the last second to avoid Glacius auto attacks there. But I just got the tail end of that. So, but yeah, that was a very, very close exchange between the two, definitely. But you pull up the gold per minute chart. I mean, Kronos right now, 331 gold per minute. So Loda doing great again in that sense. He did go the Steam Boots, but look at this. He purchases a Life Tube. So now, I did say before, not only is he known for going Alchemist Bones, but he does have a tendency to go Helm of the Black Legion as well. Now, he's going to dive in right here on the Tempest. Polywalk Priest with the assistance. Out comes a Tongue-Tied, and one more auto attack. There we go. Kronos will get the kill. Great coordination from the two.
Yeah, he does have that. He does have that Life Tube, and I will say that another route to build Kronos that's very effective is just the straight-up tanky route early on. Because if you do max that rewind, it makes it very, very difficult and annoying to try to kill a Kronos. Because there's always going to be those rewind procs on top of having, like, 1100 HP with, and then if you have vestments on top of that, it makes it so impossible. I think maybe his thinking is he doesn't want to get gibbed by Pebbles like he did last game, and just simply wants to have that that massive HP. And he's actually farming very, very well compared to the last game. They did actually push that tower as well, but this is much different than last game where we saw the very, very early tower push. Now it's like, okay, we push the tower. If this hero comes back, we can kill him again. Before it was like, you pushed it so early on the Plague, he was able to free farm and you weren't able to have the levels to actually go on him again.
Yeah, in fact, wards are coming down from Polywalk, so they're committing somewhat to some pressure here at the secondary tower. No ports coming in just yet. In fact, I'm looking at the Legion team. Nobody has a homecoming stone over there, so they're just going to have to run over. A lot of damage is going to happen in the process. Not going to be a tower kill, but it's going to take it even below half-life. So, well played right there between Kronos and Polywalk Priest. Again, they don't get the tower kill, but they do some damage. They fall back and going to be fine. And thankfully for them, they didn't run into this Pebbles, who has a double damage and invisibility rune currently activated. That is not a friendly combination. And Kronos is going to feel the blunt of it right here. Oh my god. Why did he not open? Wow. Okay.
Kill him anytime he wants.
You have a double damage rune, you're Pebbles. You can kill. Okay, he's going to play the patient route.
You can kill him right now.
He's going to. Okay. Open. Please do not miss out on this
lost
opportunity. There we go. He just lost it. You're on the rewind. Oh my gosh. Okay, it would have been close. It would have been close. I'll give him that.
He also didn't combo quickly enough.
Yeah. It seemed like, oh man.
The
rewind doesn't help either, let's be honest.
Well, yeah, but I feel like if you combo quickly enough with an auto attack of double damage in the air, it's going to be near instant to where even if those rewind procs happen, you should have still got the kill. I mean, and double damage is it's like more effective on Pebbles than any other hero in the game.
Oh yeah. Oh, we see in the middle and the airstrike coming out on top of the Tongue-Tied and the Sticky Bomb. And really, Pebbles stood no chance. So adding insult to injury right there. He gets comboed down in the middle lane. Now the bottom lane is aggressively pushed in actually by our Legion side. Warbeast and Silhouette, they're able to push it in. And they're going to apply suppression out of the secondary tower. So this will force Experience Gaming to make a little bit of reaction. Port coming in. Magnus striding in from the side. He's going to send it on to Warbeast. Actually, Warbeast ulti form activated. Will it be enough? He avoids the Sticky Bomb right there. In comes the Time Blade. But the Chronosphere going to completely miss right there. Great path right there from Warbeast. He went another route than Loda expected, and in the end he should be fine, as he does not have a homecoming stone actually. So Polywalk Priest is striding in. This may be a catch, however he does have support nearby, And I believe Warbeast, yes, he is going to be fine when it's all said and done. So Loda trying to land that Chronosphere, but you got to give credit to Warbeast there at the same time. Did a good job of going a different path.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's pretty hard to juke an ultimate that has that much of an AoE, so props to him.
Yeah, they're definitely deserving of the props on that one. Now, you know, I saw that tower push, and so I pulled the go for minute chart, but, I mean, look at Silhouette, though. Silhouette's not really doing that impressive when it comes to farm. Now, obviously, it wasn't the most friendliest of lane setups to go up against. Now, the middle lane is pushed in. Pebbles combos the creep wave. That might have been a mistake right there from Pebbles. He's going to get comboed on himself. Takes a lava surge stun. The sticky bomb comes out. He's guaranteed death right here. Boom dust used, and no easy on Bombardier will get the kill. So I'm not too sure what Pebbles was thinking right there, actually. After getting the tower kill, it might have made sense to fall back, but got a little bit greedy.
I gotta say, you know, even though that kill Loda didn't participate in, I like the way that Loda's playing. It's much more fun as a spectator, of course, to watch when your carry is a little bit more active, and you know, seeing him constantly use his abilities. And as a Chronos, I feel like that's what you have to do. And actually, I feel like Chronos is gonna go for that ruined axe because he didn't, as he bought that broadsword right there.
2 broadswords aren't being delivered, yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like with Chronos, it's a carry that you do need to be a little more active on. Yes, you can just rice, and maybe, you know, rice your way to victory towards the late game. But with a hero that has such powerful ulti, I mean, his ulti is strong at any point in the game. Early, mid, late, doesn't matter. And it's there to be used, so why not be active and just use it? But yeah, he's going to go for the Ruined Axe. I talked last game. I do think that Alchemist Bones is just a little bit better because it synergizes well with his third spell. But
well, the thing that I'm thrown off a little bit of is it seems like this game he was actually having a better time with farm, yet he didn't choose to go Alchemist Bones. He chose to go Ring Cleaver. To me, it seems like if you have that great early start, Alchemist Bones seems to be the better choice then, if that's the case. I mean, am I wrong there? Or?
No, I agree with you, too. I'm not quite sure why he's going for the Ruined. But I'm sure he has some kind of reason.
Well, yeah, it's unless it's just simply, you know what, this game I feel like going to Reclear. It's just funny, literally the previous game, he happened to go Alchemist Bones with a slower start even. So yeah, a little bit interesting there, but still, in the end, going to have that farming tool with the Rune Cleaver. As you said, may not, I mean, it still will bring, you know, damage to the table, of course, and, well, an AoE presence. So when he does use that Chronosphere, it could even do some AoE damage to the heroes. Obviously, early on may not be the most damage, but hey, it's something. Bottom tower being pressured here a little bit, coming out from Experienced Gaming. Not going to kill the tower, but are going to pressure it. Top lane is going to be counter push in the meantime, though, as Pebbles and Warbeast actually taken out. And I believe I just saw Pebbles purchase the portal key.
Yeah.
So he has that now to work with. Now this bottom tower is definitely going to fall in favor of Experience. So that'll be kind of a one-for-one tower exchange right there. You look at the overall gold lead right now, it's about a 2,700 gold lead. Experience, though, basically identical. So no shit on Pebbles. He has that portal key now. Last game, he used it very well right away. We'll see if he does it this time. Oh, he gets hex right there. He has a haste from, though. Will it matter in the end? Has a check to use. One more auto attack. No, he's not going to go for it. You need to have at least a couple, actually. And smartly falls back, but that was kind of an interesting sequence for him right there.
The Tempest ultimate, unfortunately, was whiffed in mid.
Oh,
if you see, it's just on cooldown. Actually, Load up top is going to find this... well, that's actually the Warbeast, who is in that ult form. Good stun by Magnus on Spader X to get him, even though he was in that hasted ult form. So well done right there, getting that kill onto Bang Baba. But yeah, having that Tempest ultimate down now, especially with that portal key up. Using that portal key, though, is that Pebbles. Great stun by Ake to stop the Pebbles in his tracks. Ooh, the Death Lotus just barely misses. Great chuck onto Nikwa. Is no shit gets the kill. Yeah,
that was, I was wondering, he actually had his Steam Boots on strength, so I was hoping to switch from intelligence. Of course he did, and he just got enough mana to chuck his teammate right there. The poor man's portal key, as I like to call it, and got the kill onto Polywog Priest. So good coordination, and the funny thing about that, nice sidestep, by the way, coming up from Pebbles, but a better tablet from Torture. Aki using the tablet of command right there to ninja the invisibility rune right in front of Pebbles. So both players right there making some big plays. It just works out a little bit better for Ake in the end. But as I was going to say, actually, speaking of Ake, he actually got caught out by Pebbles. He was also trying to TP to the top lane to kill Warbeast, but he actually got chucked before he could finish it. So, but in the end, of course, he ended up staying alive as he got some team support, but they didn't need him in the end. As you said, the great Magnus stun. So props to Sparta, Spaderx. That's a weird name. Spader right there. Spader X. That makes more sense. Right there, playing that Magnus. There's the airstrike coming on top of the Magnus stun. So as I keep going back to, I mean, really, Bombardier's ultimate, it's powerful, man. I mean, the global presence is so unique and so powerful. And we saw another case of it right there.
And he's got so many different stuns and disables to work with. I mean, Poly has 2, Magnus has 1, Torture has 1, Kronos has a huge one. Actually, almost technically has 2 because the slow from the time link makes it almost viable to cast that, that Bombardier ulti on top of that. So Bombardier, I mean, this is a hero we don't see that much of anymore, but when you have the stuns to set up that ultimate, it makes it very, very effective. I mean, when you think also of other combinations with that Bomb ultimate, like the Kraken ultimate, the Tempest ultimate, it's still very viable. Actually, in the mid lane, we see a little bit of aggression. No, just kind of back and forth attacks there between Warbeast and Torture. Torture actually has a very, very good farm. I know Aki is 2-0-2, doing pretty well, 322 gold per minute, but that's nothing close to the huge farm that Loda has, sitting at 1,900 gold right now, 450 gold per minute, has that Rune Cleaver, and I really hope he does go for something like a Shrunken Head here.
Now, yeah, obviously looking at the gold per minute chart, and a little bit interesting because sure, Loda is yet again having a fantastic game, 448 gold per minute and counting, with that Rune Cleaver especially really enhancing it. But it's very consistent at the top here for KEN0 here on the Legion side. You got Warbeast, Pebbles, and Silhouette all farming around 300 gold per minute. That's not too shabby. I mean, no one's taken off. They're not on that Chrono stage, but as a team, you know, not too bad. Obviously, Pebbles has had that portal key for a little bit now, and he's already used it once or twice. Silhouette actually just purchasing a portal key of her own, and Warbeast actually just getting a Mighty Blade, so on his way to his own Shrunken Head, already having the Abyssal Skull and Steam Boot. So the items are adding up here on KENO's side, and it looks like they're actually going to group up as well at the bottom lane. Tempest, does he have a portal key? Yes, he does. So he said he whiffed it earlier. I didn't catch it on camera. That's probably for his benefit. But, well, he has an ultimate ready to go now. He does have the portal key. And a fight could be brewing here at the bottom lane. Magnus with his own portal key, by the way, too. As we did see earlier, but worth mentioning.
The thing about Tempest is you really have to wait. I mean, you're going to have to wait to cast that ultimate. Obviously, you have a number of things that can cancel it. Even that Chronosphere is fantastic against Tempest if played correctly.
There you go. Magma stunning it with the Eruption. A great line stun right there. Glacius drop a click in the air, circle top. Down goes Glacius. Tongue tied on the Pebbles. Pebbles will fall as well. Magma's going to fall in return as well. But Tempest in the background, he's going to portal key away, actually. He's going to go for a port out. Will Chronos Chronosphere? No, he will not. Tempest will be fine. And a Warbeast will ulti form away in the Metamorphosis. So, in the end, Hellborn team, a 2-for-1 exchange. They do save the tower. And they're going to counter push this bottom lane in the meantime. Will they make it all the way to the secondary tower is the question, but good hold in the end coming out from Experience Gaming.
I mean, the fact that this Magnus, who's playing like second support Magnus, has this portal key this early is just pretty devastating, honestly. I mean, they have the massive jump potential between Kronos and Magnus now, and it's going to be really strong for their team fight. Now, Polywog wards still are actually on off cooldown, so they still have that if they want to push this bottom tower. And there he goes. He's going to place those wards. Do a lot of damage to this tower. No one else is really here to help him. There comes Bomb. He wants to assist in that. Then actually the Tempest ultimate is still up and ready to go. If they don't take this tower quickly enough, unfortunately those might be wasted wards, but in the meantime you actually have counter pushing coming out from Tempest, so he doesn't want to actually fight down bottom. They want to try to trade, but I mean this tower in mid is still at actually full HP. Magnus is here ready to go. Yeah. If maybe they want to pour it out and then maybe you can cancel their TPs or something like that, but yeah, here we go.
I think both teams have the same idea. They want to port back. Magnus will stun in. Ports, are they going to be happening? No, they're not. So Magnus is going to start falling back. Warbeast will be fine. So it ends up being a 1-for-1 tower exchange. And I believe both Warbeast and Tempest should be fine. Magnus portal king and trying to find somebody, but Metamorphosis is activated by Warbeast. Hastrun going to be picked up by Tempest. And that will be the end of that. So, like I said, though, I think both teams had a similar thing in mind. It's just a matter of which tower would go down first. It seemed like Experience Gaming got their tower barely first. And they tried to make the reaction happen, but weren't able to get there in time. So 1-for-1 tower exchange. We stayed really the same gold advantage in favor of our Hellborn team. 3,800 gold lead, about 1,000 experience lead now, though. But again, overall, I mean, Silhouette and Warbeast, they're not two heroes you definitely can't just forget about. I mean, their farm is enhancing. It's slowly crawling up, but it is crawling up. Warbeast is getting very close to a Shrunken Head now, just needs the pattern. And Silhouette already 1,900 gold towards her next big item. So I mean, sure, that Kronos Loda again continuing to get massive farm. 4,600 gold saved up, by the way.
Yeah.
So he's saving up for a straight-up right click here. But Legion team's scary in their own right, definitely.
Yeah, I want to say, though, for that mid tower when the Legion were pushing that, I feel like they could have set that up just a little bit better. I mean, obviously they were trading towers, so they weren't going to fight anything bottom. They didn't need Kronos down in there. I feel like with Magnus ready to go on them, if they started a port onto Kronos just right there, that tower, and as he started to maybe fall back, Magnus got a line stun into maybe 2. They could have potentially got a very, very big team fight right there.
Yeah. We do see Pebbles actually bottling up an illusion rune, and Loda's pushing up still, so that could have been really dangerous for him. But he does start to fall back when it's all said and done, and will be fine. Now, as I see right here, the glowing hands, that's of course from Warbeast with his Battlecry ability. It's green at level 2 out of 4. That's another thing to keep in mind, though. And again, as the game adds on, just like Experience Gaming had it for themselves last game, this time KEN0 will have that benefit. And you have Silhouette, Warbeast himself, Pebbles. He will hit like a freaking truck already on top of that Battlecry that's just that much more enhanced. So yeah, that's some added bonus damage. That's something that a hero like Warbeast, of course, brings to the table for the team, and something that I'm sure KEN0 will be able to take advantage of. So this game, you know, 23 minutes in now, it's straight up Savage Mace purchase. Yeah.
Oh man.
Screw surviving. I just need damage, man. That's exactly what he's doing here. So I can't. Obviously we know your reaction, but is that a oh man that's awesome, or is that an oh man what is he thinking?
I just think that's such a greedy pickup.
Yeah.
Like, if he gets gone on, I mean, they have tons of stuns as well on the Legion side. I mean, not tons, but they definitely have a sufficient amount between Pebbles, the hole from Tempest, his own stun, the Glacial Blast, all of Glacier's spells. I mean, it's not out of the question to give that Chronos very easily. So I just think it's a very greedy pickup. I think a Shrunken Head would have been much safer and better for his team, but we'll have to wait and see.
Oh, here we go. The Magnus, a great line stun. Tempest cut out. Tempest is going to be bursted down before he can even blink his eyes. Glacius falls. Great Chronosphere coming out in the meantime. Those are illusions, but the airstrike on top of Silhouette. Silhouette will go down. Pebbles jumps in, but he realizes he's basically by himself. He does have Warbeast here, but train reactions come out. Down goes Pebbles. Warbeast chasing Polywog. Warbeast chasing Polywog will not even kill Polywog Priest. All 5 stay alive for Experience Gaming, and it is a genocide that all started with Spader X here on the Magnus. A great line stun, set up the follow-up, and
yeah.
Well, you said a greedy pick, but hey, when it works, and it did work right there for the Hellborn team. Beautiful synergy. A genocide with not a single player lost. I
mean, really though, the item could have been anything. It still could have been a Shrunken Head. The playmakers for this team are honestly, I mean, Ake, Magnus, really the other 4. I mean, of course, Loda is securing the late game for them right now, but the playmakers is this Magnus. I mean, he is really making these big stuns, and that's what I talked about. I mean, Magnus right now in this metagame, I know that Experience Gaming are kind of doing things a little bit differently, but Magnus is so strong, and actually he's going to go for an Abyssal Skull on Magnus for that Chrono, and
nice.
He's going to be doing a lot of damage. I mean, Chronos right now, Loda is in it for the long haul. He's in it for the late game already with a very early Savage Mace. This is probably one of the earliest Savage Maces I've ever seen, on top of that Rune Cleaver already.
Yeah, no, it's, well, you know what? How many times do we see that as really their first major item? And I mean, in the case of, you know, you go Steam Boost, you go your farming tool, and then Savage Mace. It's not too often, but, you know, Loda doing that here. And like I said, obviously, I'm not saying that was a difference making that fight, but I'm sure it helped. But you're right, though. Magnus, no doubt, he was the big reason for the success of that fight. The beautiful line stun to start that off. Then, you know, Torture following it up. Polywog Priest, Polywog Priest, by the way, means 0-1-10. So that one death kind of, you know, making it look funny, but hey, 10 assists out of the 17 total kills, so he's been doing his part as a team. No doubt Experience Gaming is winning this game so far. And you talk about just game-changing fights. Obviously, the first game, we kept going back to that Nymphora poured in that got baited out and completely turned on. I mean, that right there, no doubt, was the game-changing fight right now. And, you know, if this game perhaps continues at this pace in the favor of Experience Gaming, then I'm sure we'll look back at that. But that really is going to put KEN0 in a tough spot. Now, Chronos running into them right here with the Chronosphere. Look at that damage output on top of the airstrike coming out. Magnus stuns in, and both Silhouette and Tempest just fall to the ground. Great catch out. Magnus chasing Glacius. Will he be close enough? 2 seconds, 1 second. I think he's just out of range. Glacius will survive, but damn, man. I mean, that damage right there, that was a lot.
Oh, yeah, that's huge. And the fact is, if they're able to initiate these fights or little scrimmages, whatever you want to call them, if they're able to get Tempest before he does anything, they're going to do that every single time. I mean, Tempest, it should signal a very, very bright red flag saying, okay, I'm probably the most important hero on this team right now as far as team fighting goes. I cannot get picked off. I have to wait. And the problem is, when you're this far behind, how long do you wait until your entire team is dead before you can if you're able to do anything? Yeah. But nonetheless, he still needs to wait until the other spells are used on other heroes like War Beast or what have you.
Pebbles jumps in. Magma's going to be the initiation of choice. Storm Spirit used defensively, though. War Beast charges in with the Shrunken Head, going for the code. Nice portal key from Magmas away, though. He'll be fine for now. And look at the Hellborn team. They know cooldowns have been used. They're retreating as a team. The Shrunken Head is now deactivated on War Beast. He still has the ulti form, but not going to go in just yet. Tempest is in the background, so talking about him. He uses the portal key defensively right there. Look at this. They're turnaround now. Coming out from Experienced Gaming. They're chasing them back. Like I said, the ultimates, or not ultimates, but cooldowns were used. They baited them out of that, and now they're going to go back in. They made the racks taking some damage. Metamorphosis is not up for another 30 seconds. Tempest does still have that level 2 ultimate. Can he find the opportunity, though? It's very unlikely. In goes Chronos. Will the Chronosphere? He can't get it off in time. Still 4 seconds. The rewind making plays, though, as he does have a token of life anyways. We do see Torture following it up. Warbeat's dropping. There's the Tempest ultimate that they were looking for. Is this going to be enough turnaround damage? Yes, it will be. Bombardier will fall. Magmas goes down. Chronos survives. He comes out with the Chronosphere. Can he do enough return damage? Pause is going to come out here, actually. He will get the kill, but Loda picking up the double tap, but here comes the damage onto him, and that is the most unfortunate pause timing in the world. I believe Ake DC'd or something, because he is heading back, and something tells me that wasn't the plan, so
oh, wow.
A little bit unfortunate there, but again, you know, shit happens. But, well, the Tempest ultimate finally happened, and it was a beauty.
I think they were almost kind of baiting it out. Like, you know, if Torturer is there, I mean, they were baiting out the token. They wanted to maybe use that, and Chronos was saving that ultimate that entire time until right then. And the unfortunate part is the Ice Imprisonment is on him for like another second, I believe. And, I mean, he's doing a lot of damage. Pebbles' spells are all on cooldown. Silhouette does have her spells up and available, but we'll have to wait and see if Loda wants to man up. I'm sure the viewers want that. I want that.
Oh, yeah.
I'm pretty sure he could just leap in and attack Glacius once and kill him. I'm almost positive.
Oh, yeah, no, he can. Definitely, definitely. Yeah, Glacius is dead right here if Chronos so chooses to do so. But then the question, you know, he can do that, but that does put him in a little bit more difficult of a position. He could just take the east route and, like you're saying, you know, time leap away. Granted, Pebbles does have a portal key coming up, as does Silhouette. So, yeah, this is some decision-making time. We do see the timeout actually happening from Ake, and my screen is also freaking out. Do apologize for that.
Kongor stomped the ground.
Anyone would know, yeah. And when any, like, stun combination or a TP or something where that shakes the screen initially happens during a pause, then, well, you're kind of stuck in it, so.
I thought you could move it to, like, somewhere really far away on the map.
Too, but
no.
Here, I'll just go way up here in blackness. That'll help. Or I could just do this always.
Oh, he's reconnecting.
Is he? Okay, so that's the good news. He's going to be joining us shortly here. And then we'll be resuming back into what is game number 2. Man, that Experienced Gaming in a great spot, but if Chronos falls here, it's a pretty big deal. I mean, they did get the melee rack, so that's the good news. But if Chronos does fall here, that, if anything, it's keeping KEN0 at least in arm's reach. It's keeping them in reach of, you know, at least we still have a chance of making a solid comeback here ourselves. But if Chronos does survive here and this fight ends the way it did, then I still think Experienced Gaming is in a very good spot. We do see a go call out, though, so it's just a matter now of unpausing it. And all right, here we go. There's the unpause. 2 seconds, 1 second. Chronos is going to time leap away. All the damage is going to time leap in time. Yes, he is. There's the portal keys used, though. Great true grapple from Silhouette, and down goes Chronos. So they do cool Chronos, so like I was saying, I think that at least that's a positive note to end on for KEN0 there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, again, right there. I mean, he still has a lot of damage from his Rune Cleaver. And yes, of course, Torture, maybe he wasn't there and they wanted to do something a little bit better because, you know, he was DC'd for a little bit of that fight. But I still think Shrunken Head is just a must on that hero. I mean, if it wasn't as close as, or if they weren't in the lead like they were right now, like say their Magnus just wasn't getting these, didn't have those items, didn't have that early portal key, Torture didn't get as good of a farm. Let's say Bombardier had a harder time in mid.
Yeah.
Maybe his thinking is because they're doing so well, he can just go straight damage. But even then, like jumping in and using that ultimate, a simple spell like Ice Imprisonment just totally makes him useless. Even push books, if they decide to like invest on some push books on this Legion team, it makes him kind of useless. So I really think Shrunken Head is kind of a must on this hero, but it doesn't look like he's going for that anytime soon, as I think he picked up a Dancing Blade.
Yeah, he bought something. Okay, it was a Dancing Blade. Okay, well, well, that means very likely, at least, means it's going to be a Wink Bow and
KEN0, maybe. Just kidding.
That's why I said very likely. I mean, there is a possibility. It could be KEN0, I guess. But there we go. The Dancing Blade delivered on him. And again, I mean, health. His damage output's definitely there. It's just the question, is he going to be able to survive? You know, will he be able to keep out of the CC efficiently enough? Big questions there. I will say the Legion team, They got more and more shrunken. In fact, Silhouette just finished her own shrunken head, so great there. Hellflower is looking to be purchased soon here on a Pebble, so I guess it needs at least one. Needs the one more Hellflower, or wow, needs one more Arcana, and then he will have that going for him. Something else I wanted to mention, that's right, it was Torturer. Talk about a good item pickup. I mean, Void Talisman, that's actually a great pickup, it looks like, against this Legion team. You know, you got Silhouette, but especially Warbeast, man. I mean, Warbeast, as fast as he is in that ulti farm, and sure, he can do a lot of damage to you, but you press that Void Talisman, and he becomes absolutely useless against you. So,
yep.
Great pickup against a hero like that. Good that Aki on Torture could invest in that. Also, a Blessed Orb and the Tablet of Command. So, Torture's been a farming machine this game himself. 360 gold per minute, actually. Yeah,
Aki's doing a really good job this game. And, I mean, I've just been watching him, too. Just his micro and in general seems to be on par. So, Kronos has a double damage rune and is going to take this tower down so quickly. Bought up that Steam staff as well. So, it's going to have that completed wing bow and about 1,000 gold. Actually, less than that. And we're going to see a very aggressive push here. I mean, Kronos still has that DD for another... Oh, actually, it's fading out here in a couple seconds. Yeah, 5 more seconds. So, maybe they're going to wait and play the safe route. Wait till Kongor respawns or something like that until they do decide to push into the high ground.
Well, they're committing somewhat right now. I mean, still going out the creep wave. Silhouette does port back, so I don't know. It looks like Experience Gaming wants to go for this. Helmet's activated by Torture. He's in the front lines. It's almost as if he's saying, come at me, bro. And Silhouette will oblige right here. Ports out with the illusion. There goes Pebbles checking that with a great combo coming off. Warbeast to follow. Man, if they had a Tempest Ultimate right there, that could have been beautiful. Granted, Kronos was off to the side. There's that Void Talisman, though, coming into play. And Warbeast is forced to fall back. So the Legion team... They use their cooldowns. I guess that's where it's kind of smart that Tempest didn't go in because Kronos was waiting there, ready to counter-initiate. And speaking of Kronos, he dives in onto Pebbles. Pebbles, for some reason, all the way by himself over here. He gets caught out, and just like that, it is now a 5 versus 4 advantage in favor of Experience Gaming. So that puts the Legion team in a very difficult spot now, and I'm sure our Hellborn team will most certainly take advantage of this now.
Yeah, definitely. I will say, though, that Silhouette still has that Shrunken Head available, but here we go.
Kronos jumps in, Chronosphere comes out, Tempest getting locked down. There's the freeze zone you talked about, but out comes the Airstrike. Magnus even jumps in at the last second. The stun not going to hit Silhouette, though, because of the Shrunken Head, but the damage is still done. Tempest falls, Magnus goes down, Tempest cannot buy back. Silhouette trying to run for his life. The sticky bomb's going out, the bombardment, and down goes Silhouette. 4-man squad still up for Experience Gaming, chasing into the base big time. Aki taking a lot of damage. Will use the Void Talisman at the last second, but Kronos will fall, actually. Warbeast wants some more kills. He takes the heads, but the fast frog comes out and Torture. No, one more auto attack. Oh my god, he's going to survive. The tongue tie lasted just long enough, but Polywalk Priest sacrificing himself basically to keep Torture alive. So again, it's a case of Experience Gaming. I mean, they dove big time right there, and sure, they're still in a pretty solid lead, but if anything, they're just helping keep KEN0 in this game.
They are, and I gotta say, if the Legion team, not to knock KEN0 at all, I mean, they've been actually playing quite well at this round right now, but I gotta say, if this was like a team like Complexity or a top-tier team, you can't make mistakes like that because a team like that will totally capitalize on your mistakes. And it's not unheard of to come back from racks like this. It definitely isn't. And you got to be careful. And again, I can't stress enough how much I question this Kronos build. I mean, yes, he's dishing out a lot of damage, but how much damage can you do when you're CC'd? Like when you have an Ice Imprisonment, how much damage are you doing? You're doing nothing. And I've seen over and over, as you mentioned right there, he had another Ice Imprisonment. He just kind of sits there. He does nothing. And not like it's going to be the end of the world right now because I mean, he's got a lot of playmakers on his team with all those stuns between Torture, Magnus, and Polywalk doing a great job. Like I said, in the late game, it's not going to matter, but he still needs a Shrunken Head. He's not able to get those attacks off.
Oh, Torture. Okay, what are you thinking? He dove big time right there. He's going to be fine in the end, it looks like. So, but he really went into the enemy territory. He wanted to get a kill on a Tempest with the new Sheepstick item. Not able to catch him, but actually he's in a lot of trouble. Tempest Portal Key's in. In comes Silhouette as well. Will she Portal Key? She has it in 2 seconds. Nice tablet over this, but it's not going to matter. Torture will fall, and Magnus just Portal Keys away himself. So, yeah, well, it's like I said, I mean, what was Ake thinking there for most of that? Got a little bit too overzealous, and unfortunately it cost him his life. But you see the top tower is going to go down in favor of Bombardier in the meantime for the Hellborn team. But counter push at the bottom lane, and this tower is easily going to fall in favor of KEN0 here as well. So some kind of more good things coming out from them. Silhouette did use her Shrunken Head. That's now down to 8 seconds, but obviously got the kill on the Torture, so that's what matters. This game getting interesting, man.
It is, and actually we see a timeout there from, who's that, Glacius?
Glacius, yeah.
So Glacius is unfortunately going to be walking back to base, not the biggest deal in the world, though. They're going to push this this tier 2 tower for Hellborn here. It's only 1 hit away. In the meantime, they do get a kill, or a tower kill of their own, as No EZ does get credit for that one. And obviously, they still have this game in their hands. It's just a matter of, they're playing a little bit sloppy. I think they're just having a little bit of fun at this point.
Yeah.
But if they really wanted to capitalize and come together, push mid, or maybe they're just kind of playing around until Congo respawns, and then Kronos can just go insane and not really worry about what he's doing. But yeah.
Yeah, that's actually could be a very good call on what they're going to be looking for. Now, Kronos did already purchase a Steam Staff, I could have sworn, so he has enough money. Yeah, it's in fact on the courier. So Loda, if he wants to, he could buy the Snake Bracelet and then have the Wing Bow finished. But of course, at this point, with the way this game is going as well, maybe saving up for make sure you have a buyback as well. It's not the worst idea possible. So we'll see there. But it looks like Glacius is reconnecting, so as soon as he joins back in, we'll be good to go. And move on here with what is game number 2. As you can see at the top of your screen, we're currently at a 1-0 experience gaming advantage in game number 2 now. So, of course, this is a best out of 3 series here in the round of 128 for the winner's bracket. Looks like he has reconnected, though. They're ready to come out, and here we go. This bottom tower, though, like I said, it is definitely going to fall. I'm sure Pebbles. Oh, actually, Invulnerability comes out. So, no! They went away too early, and Magnus is going to run up and deny it. Oh, that sucks. Oh, that sucks if you're KEN0. They thought they had the sure kill, and as did I, but Invulnerability caught them off guard, and that allowed Spader X right there to deny it, actually, so good play for them. Yeah,
it's going to mitigate a little bit of gold from them. Warbeast actually has very good farm. He's top on his team, 362 gold per minute. That's tied for the second in the game. Of course, No Easy is tied with him. Bombardier, what items does he have? He has a Storm Spirit, by the way. Yeah. Which does work. I mean, it's a very, very strong item, especially if they're trying to go all out on, say, a Kronos. Able to throw him up in the air, and then he's able to come back with all his spells and whatnot. And he's got, a lot of gold pulled up himself, 2,200. Probably going to get that sheep stick, and you can't go wrong with sheep stick. You can't have too many sheep sticks, unless it's restricted, but I don't think it's restricted in this tournament.
No, it's definitely not restricted. I don't think we haven't had item restrictions for a long time.
Yeah,
I'm a fan of that. I think it's kind of silly.
I am a fan of it as well.
I know in the past, there's all the puzzle boxes and sheep sticks and things like that. I always talk about it, but hey, it's in the game. If it really needed one, then it'd be implemented, which puzzle box kind of did in the sense of the cooldown, obviously. So
before the cooldown was initiated, it was kind of ridiculous. So for good reason.
Yeah, of course, yeah. But like I said, then the cooldown was put in, so it's like, if the game, that's how it fixes it, then so be it. Anyways, we do see a possible initiation coming in right here, but obviously Congo going down. Magma stuns in on a Warbeast. Actually, this is a huge catch, and Warbeast is going to be bursted down before he can even blink his eye. Now, he does have a buyback, I believe.
Yes.
Yes, he does have just enough money for a buyback. So that's the good news, at least for KEN0, but it's not the greatest news. Silhouette, that's an illusion right there. Going to try to bait them out, but it will not do so. So going to wait for maybe the last second to buy back, trying to really force Experience to make a push or make a commitment even if they want to have something happen here. But it looks like they are grouping up. They're going in with the creep wave. I'm sure Warbeast is going to buy back any second. In fact, there we go. Wards are down, though, and Vulnerability comes out. Where is Tempest? Where is that clutch Tempest ultimate? It's so difficult, man. Oh, we do see in the meantime Silhouette jumping on Magnus actually in the side. He uses the shrunken head, trying to do enough damage. Warbeast dives in, Polymar Priest falls. Kronos gets cut up, but out comes Arconis Fair, the airstrike on top of that. The sticky bomb, and look at Pebbles and Warbeast just both fall to the ground as if they're absolutely nothing. Magnus trying to make something happen. Tempest finally winning with the ultimate, but that got canceled immediately, and Kronos is doing freaking work right here. Pebbles does buy back himself, but he gets put up in the air. He looks like he may survive, but yeah, if you're experienced gaming, don't make the same mistake twice. Just go for the racks. It looks like they're going to fall back and guarantee that. Go for the ranged racks. Now, Kronos does have a token of life, so he'll gladly accept his death right here. Needs to be a little bit careful, though. Silhouette jumps in. Actually, a great lockdown. The rewind coming into play somewhat for Kronos. And look at that turnaround. Down goes Silhouette. Glacius nearly two-shot right there. He will fall. Double tap for Loda to finish that off. And now Pebbles actually in a little bit of trouble. Will Kronos leap in? He has 5 seconds left. Silhouette buying back herself. She's going to go in on Kronos. Won't be enough damage herself. It doesn't look like it. Just not enough. And she will pour it out before she falls as well. So they got the job done, and it looks like Experience Gaming is on their way. You see so much rewind coming out. Yeah. Hey, that's part of the hero, man.
Hey, yeah, that's what you factor in when you're trying to pick heroes like that. It is a little bit of an RNG factor, but so is something like Pesty's Bash, Pesty's Gore. So it's just all part of rewind, or it's all part of the RNG. The great stun actually by Magnus trying to save his teammate there in Nikwa. But unfortunately, just too much damage coming out from Mikey Man playing the Silhouette. He just popped that shrunken head. He's pursuing this Magnus. Magnus does have a steam bath. He destroyed. Oh no, actually still did the damage. And actually the stun from the tree grapple got him out of that invis. Was able to get a double tap onto Mikey Man. So good job right there. But the damage has already been done. All of those racks are now destroyed. They're down to 2 racks in their top tier, or in their top side. And they're trying to maybe get some kind of a counter push, but Kronos is maybe looking for a flank. He has a haste rune activated, another 4,400 gold just about on him. Yeah, he's got a lot of damage. He maybe wants to do a pickoff right here. He's got a haste rune for another, what is it, 6 seconds or so, but yeah, actually has no TP on him, actually.
Yeah, that's a little bit interesting, actually, but not going to be able to get the flank. Now, if you look at KEN0, I mean,
God.
They're basically setting themselves up, yeah, double damage and just picked up a Kronos. He's hitting max 501 damage. That is absurd. Legion team, though, they're getting desperate here, you know, maybe for good reason. They're just going to try to counter-push themselves here in the middle lane. You look at the base of the Sacrificial Shrine, or the World Tree, I should say, already one of the towers falling. In comes Kronos from behind, though. He has that double damage. There's one hit. There's 2 hits. Tempest already at half-life. Can't get an ultimate off. He doesn't even actually have it on cooldown. Kronos gets the Kronos, but Kronos will fall right there. He needs to buy back. It looks like he does immediately. Silhouette doing some damage. Kronos locking him down. Out comes the airstrike, and down goes Silhouette. Magnus in the meantime with the eruption with Kronos on top of Pebbles gets the kill. Nice Magnus tongue catching Warbeast. And they burst him down. Ake picking up a hat trick when it's all said and done. So it'll look like maybe for a split second there's some scary news for Experience, but just too much power. And Experience Gaming, they will be moving on to the round of 64 here in the winners bracket. As far as KEN0 is concerned, they're going to drop down to the losers bracket, but they are still in it. So hang in there, guys.
Yeah, definitely. There's definitely still in it. Experience Gaming, it was a lot of fun to watch them. Of course, we didn't miss out those randoms. Don't you just feel like a moron? I know I do. Hey. But like I said, it actually did fit up their lineup quite well. I mean, Bombardier was able to set up some really strong ultimates that game because of all the stuns and CCs that they had.
Yeah.
Torture did work in that Torture and Magnus lane. That's a very strong composition right there as well. And then obviously Kronos, that was a random as well, but that's a hero that they picked and first locked last game. So it was like, okay, well, they're picking their Kronos again. So, yeah, they actually worked it out quite well. I will say that Loda picked up some very interesting items there in that second game, and if they did not have the lead they had, I feel like it could have backfired on him, as we saw a number of times. Yeah, he did a lot of damage, but he got CC'd so many times that it didn't really matter.
Yeah.
His supporting cast did work. I mean, no easy. Spader, Rex, Nikwa, Ake, they all did so much damage, so much CC, and really controlled the pace of that game.
Yeah, they did, and it was a lot of fun to watch. It really was. You know, going into this, really, we stressed in the pre-game, and I'm sure the viewers as well, kind of interested to see what team we would see here with Experience Gaming. Would we see a team that's clearly out of practice, and you know they're coming over to maybe just have some fun time over here, but not really commit to it too much, or will we see a team like I think we saw here? I mean, this is a team that they can compete, man. I mean, they have the skill level. Again, it's still up in the air how much overall dedication they're going to put into the HoN scene, specifically this HoN Tour event. But, hey, I mean, they showed it right here in the round of 128 in the winners bracket. This is a team to look out for, especially if they do start maybe putting a little bit more commitment into this event. So kind of like the returners, are now known as Domain of Pain in that aspect, as, of course, they've been very hot lately for that reason. So, yeah, it was fun watching them. As far as KEN0 is concerned, like I said, it's they look solid themselves. That is a team, silver, maybe even gold. Wouldn't surprise me to say the least, so wish them the best of luck throughout finishing this event. But they are going to be in the losers bracket now and going to have to fight their way there. But if they make it past this weekend, as we keep going back to, then you're at least in the silver division. So at least getting over that hump is what a lot of these teams are, of course, going to be looking for. But that is going to, wrap it up for our coverage for today as far as the casting content goes. So do appreciate you guys tuning in, and hopefully you guys had some fun. Any more final words you have yourself here, Trell, for today?
Well played by both teams. Like you mentioned, as we get closer and closer, you start to place yourself in those different brackets, and the money jumps up from each time. Yeah. I mean, bronze, silver. So it's going to be very exciting to see which teams are going to be placed in those categories, and I'm excited to see specifically, I mean, this team today, Experience Gaming, to see where they fall. And I'm excited especially to see if they make it on past, the next couple stages, then play against the top teams right now.
Oh, yeah. No, exactly. And this is a team, I'm kind of working off that. This is most certainly a team that has potential to make Diamond. But again, it really comes down to how much dedication are they going to put. Are they going to research enough? Are they going to be prepared enough to face these teams like your Q squads, like your trademarks, like your complexity, of course, to really give a run for their money just on their skill alone with little dedication. So that is going to be really interesting, and I'm sure as this event goes on with the qualifiers, we will get another chance to see them later on. So
yeah, well, it's like, okay, they dual lane, long lane, the Mag Torture against the Silhouette Glacius. Like, say this was against Complexity. What would Complexity do differently against them? You got to imagine that they would maybe play this a little bit stronger. Maybe they wouldn't lose their courier at level 4 minutes in, whatever it was. I mean, that's a big deal. And I actually would suspect that they would be a little bit more aggressive and maybe switch things up. And top-tier teams just always – they don't like to sit in lanes and just wait to lose. Like, they want to make things happen. They want to move things along. And that's why I'm very curious to see them play these top-level teams and see what kind of changes are made.
Well, you know, if they're still in it, obviously now they're going to be in the round of 64 here in the winners bracket. If they happen to advance on come tomorrow, then they're going to be moving on to the round of 32 in the winners bracket, and you know that could very possibly set up one of those matchups that we're talking about. So if you do go to HoNtour.com, you check out the brackets there under the events tab, and obviously the brackets where we worked a little bit, so they look a little bit nicer, as well as allowing you to click on the teams and whatnot, so you can get access to their team page. So that's pretty cool. So definitely check out the brackets at HoNtour.com and get really all your information there, as well as this is more for the future. If you are participating in HoN Tour, if you go to HoNtour.com on the front page, there's actually a link to click on the front page called. Actually, what is it called? It's it'll be at the top right after you log in. I believe it says like need help or something like that. Need help button. And it's an easier way to get access to the admins or whatnot to get some instant access of getting you help when you need it, for if you're having trouble or whatever. So just a note on that for those that are participating. But like I said, our coverage for today is coming to an end here, guys. Hope you enjoyed it as always, and know that we will be back tomorrow. We are going to be going back tomorrow, so yeah, HoN Tour for the win. I think he said something like that. I'm not too sure.
He just went, yeah, HoN Tour.
That's I don't know, great milk fat over there. Don't know either. We'll be back tomorrow. That is going to be. We're going to be coming back at 10 a.m. See, now I'm confused. So we're going to be going. We're falling back an hour.
Fall back, spring forward.
We're going forward an hour.
Are we? I thought it was always fall.
I thought fall is fall back an hour. Yeah.
Yeah, fall back, spring forward.
It should be fall back an hour. Because if we leave forward, that wouldn't make any sense. Because then we'd only be 4 hours different. It's fall back.
Yeah, that's what I said.
I love the time zones. Anyways, so yeah, I believe we fall back. Not mistaken, but so if that's the case, it's still going to be the same time. So for us, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. I just believe it'll then be 1900 Central European Time, I believe. Let me double check on the schedule real quickly.
Plus 5. Or no, because we just.
But it would be plus 6, because tomorrow. It'll be tomorrow on the schedule. Okay, never mind. I apologize. On the schedule, actually, it says 12 Eastern for us, actually. So it's going to be the same time for European. So it's going to be 1800 Central European Time, but it'll actually be 12 for us, which is 9 a.m. Pacific. So the Americans are going to be the ones that have to adjust as a result of that change there. And I'm looking at the schedule. Actually, that's going to be the way it follows throughout the rest of the season, apparently. So there you go. So we're going to be starting at noon tomorrow. So an hour earlier for us. Again, tune into, go to honcast.com. There's a timer, there's a countdown on there. That's the easiest way to look at it. We'll be going live. Check out our Facebook, the HoNcast. We'll of course we'll keep updates on there for those that are really interested watching the cast and knowing exactly when it's going to be happening. So to wrap things up here, follow us on Twitter at TrelfHoN
and at BreakyCPK.
At our HoNcast, the Facebook for HoNcast, all the updates and everything. HoNcast.com, HoNtour.com. Check it all out. We had a lot of fun, guys. Hopefully you guys did. Tune in tomorrow. Saying sayonara from the HoN Tour Studios, live here on HoNcast.com. Shout out to Killer Orange. We'll see you then.